Hello, and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I'm Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
And we're the team behind Yarnia, Montclair's local yarn store.
It's on both ends.
It's on both ends.
Say it on both ends.
This is a podcast all about knitting and crocheting and fiber stuff and sometimes embroidery and sometimes counted cross stitch and needlepoint, and we ramble, and there you go. What else did I miss?
I think that's
Stuff.
how it covers it.
I have new
Yarning
crochet
stuff?
today.
Oh, nice.
I have new crochet today. I do have new crochet today.
I do not have new crochet today because my temperature blanket, which granted was 2021's temperature blanket, is still behind plastic in my room that is being under construction.
Yeah.
But they're going to do the floor soon.
I don't have that excuse, and I still have projects that are. What will we say? I can't really say I frogged them. I chucked three hibernating projects that would. It's a new category. Chucked,
like literally, like just being like, no, I'm done. Toss.
Yeah, Sunday.
Wow.
One of my goals was to go through some of my long hibernating WEPs, and I have three things that I just took them and I threw them in the trash.
Wow.
Because it was like, I can't decide what to do with it. Like, it wasn't worth deciding what to do. One was a set of pillows that I had done fronts for. Mm-hmm. They probably were like intended as a gift for someone, and I couldn't even tell you who at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sure I gave them something else. There was one.
Maybe you had a falling out, but it just got.
No, I think I
messy.
know who it was. It was one of my lovely nephews and his wife. For their wedding or first anniversary or something.
How Kathleen's like, it's a gift for a lovely nephew, and Amanda and I are like, drama!
We got a little drama. We still don't know where we're going for Thanksgiving, so.
Ooh. Yeah, it's almost Thanksgiving.
I know. It is almost Thanksgiving.
But,
and I found, the good news is, I should have a finished object soon because I found a finished, or a whip, a like 98% done whip that that I didn't know where it was. It's a TARDIS that I made. I was supposed to make for Jean like 4 or 5 Christmases ago. Yeah, it's probably pre-Yarnia. I bet it is. But recently in one of our shipments, we got this really thick foam. Did you? I think, I don't know. I was like, don't throw that away. Because one of the reasons I never finished it is that it's a plush. It's a stuffy.
Yeah.
And my thought was, it's never going to look like a TARDIS if you just stuff it with fiberfill. It needs something in there to fill the space, and then fiberfill inside of that.
You need rigid something or other.
It needs to be bigger on the inside.
Yeah. So anyway, I now have
You're going to do that with foam.
I have the thing, and it's all together in one spot in our TV room, and
Excellent.
I should finish it soon. Yeah.
That's nice.
I didn't have it in me to finish it that day or yesterday, but so actually maybe we even want to front load this because if you're watching this Saturday morning, we might actually want to have it come out earlier than 10 then if we do.
Okay.
We were so excited that our friends from Needles at the Ready, Kevin and Ray, are going to come to Yarnia on Saturday morning. They said they'll probably be here from like 11 till noon. They're going to shop a bit. They're going to sit and chat and say hi to folks who come in. So we are so excited to get to, for you guys to meet them in person.
Yeah.
And for me to see them in person again. And we're so excited that they're going to come here. It's
so
lovely.
awesome.
Yeah. So
I love that. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
So if you are a fan of Kevin and Ray, and if you know them from YouTube, who wouldn't be, right? Hopefully you'll stop by also and say hi.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and actually I was joking, I told you might have to do crowd control. He's like, well, I'm not going to come to the store a while. But, and Gene doing crowd control is kind of like, he's a North Carolina low-key guy.
Sweetest.
He's so nice.
He's
so
like,
it would be like the gentlest crowd control you'd ever see, right?
Okay.
So.
Everybody, okay.
Hi.
It's like, hey, y'all, you're just going to need to wait out here a minute.
Just hang on.
I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be okay. Though I have heard from a couple of people that they're planning to come, so.
Well, good.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah,
That'll be
it'll be
awesome.
wonderful. It'll be perfect.
Love to hang out and see, and hopefully they'll grab something delicious in the area.
Yeah, many good lunch options and coffee options and things around here.
It'll be super exciting to see them.
Yeah.
Yay!
Looking forward to it. So.
See you soon, guys!
Yeah, so exactly. So if you're watching the beginning of this podcast, which I think we need to move it to the beginning.
All right. Yeah, I can.
Sorry.
It's just
sorry. This is like the 4th half hour, right?
All right. So we should wrap it.
But if you're watching, hit pause. Come to Yarnia.
Come to Yarnia.
Meet Kevin and Ray,
And
and
then
then
go
go
and
back
watch
home
the
and watch
rest.
the end of the podcast later. And then, and we'll tell you in person about all the things we talked about in the store that you might want to see while you're here.
Assuming we remember.
I'll remember. Love her pom-poms and Lopi blankets.
There we go. All right.
That's easy. Ellen out.
I'm impressed. I have not gone through. I have a lot of whips, and they're stashed in various different spaces around my house. Some of which I cannot access currently. Actually, much of which I cannot access currently. Still going on.
Yeah.
But the end is in sight.
Yeah, I mean it's within 3 months.
Right. That's better than it was
It's
last
still-
summer.
That's
it's
true.
still.
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm sure
It's
it still
still-
feels like.
Well, so for just to catch anyone up, if you haven't been following my saga,
Kitchen
You'll
renovation
see
saga.
it
kitchen
all.
renovation and
I'm
one of
actually-
like a living room expansion. We pushed them both out 8 feet, and the basement underneath it out 8 feet. So that it's a big.
And the
Big
pool.
job. And the pool's done. I was in the pool this weekend because I was like,
Oh,
it's
nice.
cold and I'm going to crank up that heater. Oh,
Nice.
sorry. As I
Really?
kicked you, I was
We
really
should have our
nice.
meeting this afternoon in the pool,
Very
Jen.
nice.
Okay,
It was
that's
really
a
nice.
stretch too far for me.
I'm like, I'll crank that up to 90 and yeah, it's great. Getting out is hard. I'll say that. So the backyard is mostly done. And we added a back porch, and so
Nice.
finally the window showed up last week, which was
Yay.
like the big thing, because now all of the finished carpenters can do all their finished carpentering.
Carpentry.
Yeah, exactly. On the outside, on the inside, and the roofers that are putting on the roof today, and all of that fun stuff. And then they're going to refinish the floors sometime this week, which is just going to be a dusty mess.
Yes.
But once that's done, we may be able to get two of those rooms back into use.
Woohoo!
Not that we have anything to furnish one of them with, but that's fine. But we'll still be waiting on the kitchen just because the cabinets are in progress, but they're going to be delayed a couple of weeks because of the last, hinges. Because of hinges.
That's right, yeah.
And
right, you said
interior
that.
fixtures, not like the knobs, because whatever, I can live with blue tape knobs for a real long time.
Sure.
But the actual drawer things, mechanisms.
Hardware on the inside.
Yeah.
On the side of
Oh,
my
yeah.
door,
No,
yes.
that you cannot live
So-
without.
So that room is the room where I have both the TV and the cabinet that holds all of my downstairs whips. And then I have stuff upstairs. And then I have stuff scattered.
Sounds like, other than the construction, it sounds like my house. I have
Yeah.
many places where whips are stashed. I pulled out 2 bins on Sunday, and one of them actually turned out to be Haley whips. So
Ooh.
I put that back, and maybe when she's home for Thanksgiving, we'll take a look.
Yeah.
And I bet she'll be happy to chuck some of those.
She'll be like, no, I'm not
Yeah,
doing this.
no, it's one is like a latch hook that she was probably doing in 6th grade or something.
Oh.
Yeah, she got rid of some of those last summer when we found them.
Oh, see if Abby will finish it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I bet
that's
she'd
a
be.
good point.
I'm sure she'd be happy to pass it on to the next latch hooker.
Right.
But
Wrap it up and put it on the tree. Look,
it was
Look,
funny.
it's almost done.
I know.
when we we posted some things on Buy Nothing or something. We posted some half done things, and some people claimed them, which was great.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, why not? It's
Yeah,
already started.
finish
right?
it.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things you can find at thrift stores sometimes is a half-done needlepoint project.
Oh, have you seen Arne and Carlos's
No.
No.
half-done needlepoints? So, Arne loves going and doing and looking for. I'll link the episodes down below. This must have been a year and a half ago. Anyway, he found some old half-done needlepoints of a cat or something, half done. They finished the cat and then they were like, this is the interesting part of it.
Background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, and I love the
backgrounds.
background.
Oh,
I love doing the
and so
background.
I find the
Arne
background very-
didn't put the background in that was supposed to be. He put this really cool wild
Oh,
pattern.
fun.
And
That's a great idea.
it
yeah.
was so cool the way he
That's
finished
awesome.
it. Oh my
Awesome.
goodness. So
Love that.
that was so cool. And then Skein just went through all of her whips. All the ones of her whips that aren't her own patterns that are in process of
Right.
release over some time over the next year or so. She also has found some that she's not going to do because either she's not feeling it or bodies change. Tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm not interested in this finished object anymore because it's not going to fit me, even if I finish. You know,
Right.
even if all I have is a sleeve left.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
So she's thinking of destashing those like the object in progress, like you said. You know, putting it almost
So it's
like
like, if you're a 48-inch bust, here you go.
exactly
Almost done.
An
There
almost
are
done
some that I may get back to and do that with, but these were just so,
Right.
so.
It depends on what the yarn is. And
Depends
like
on
what the-
exactly.
Yeah.
These were really old. These definitely were like 6-7-year-old projects that were not, and I probably have some older than that. But if they're not in that spot, they're probably more. Yeah, I'm not going to continue on this because it's ribbing, and I don't want to do ribbing without looking. No, really, because I'm sure I will lose count and it'll be not useful. And it's for a class that I'm teaching on Friday, so I
So
want
yeah.
it to be nice.
So you want it to be nice.
So you know what we haven't done yet?
We have-
Episode number.
Oh, shoot.
And look, I didn't even do my tab thing. It's just my phone cutting it today.
Again, I don't know. I don't know.
I know what it is.
Yeah. What have we been saying lately? Where have we been?
I remember the number 88, which means we have already done 88. So are we 89? 90.
Yes.
Yay! I was close.
Nice round
90.
number.
90.
Oh, we're
90
90. Wow, that's
90
just 10 away
official
from
episodes.
100.
It is,
Yep.
which means like 20 more weeks.
Okay, we'll see if I remember that. I'm gonna, next week I'm gonna be like 100, 100,
Because you're close to 100.
because that number is now stuck in my head and I don't remember anything else.
Yeah.
We'll have to do something cool for our 100th
Definitely.
episode.
Yeah, what should we
Definitely.
do for 100?
If you have any ideas,
let us
down
know
below.
Yeah. Actually, that could be our question.
Oh,
what
yeah,
should
that's
we do
yes.
What should we do for 100?
This is the lazy way of deciding.
But you know what, honestly, it is 20 weeks away, so I don't know, do we really want to do that now?
Yeah,
or?
sure.
Yeah.
Give people a
No, because then we have A, question, and B, we have a lot of time to
especially if we
Yeah,
have
and you
steal
know what
your
else?
ideas.
Then we can decide on something and change our minds.
That's true.
Because that's what happens when we have a lot of time.
Oh,
We
yeah.
decide on something and then we change our
we
minds.
aim for one, and then we're like, no, maybe we'll
But
do
remember
this.
that other thing that
Remember
sounded
that other
good?
thing that sounded
Yeah.
really cool? Let's
Yeah.
do that.
All
We're
right.
like, and plus you guys are so creative and like you come
Yes.
up with amazing ideas.
Yeah.
And this way we can be like, yes, crowdsource.
Yep,
Yeah,
love the crowdsourcing. And it was fun last episode to hear about all of the different Halloween candies.
I know. Again, love
yep.
a Butterfinger.
Yep. So, shall we go ahead and say who our winner was from last time?
Yes.
All right. So our winner of the comment we picked from episode 89 was Jennifer Scott. And she said, Butterfinger bars are a bit too sweet for me, though there were many Butterfinger fans. Quite a few. They all came out of the woodwork. Her go-to is Twix.
Yeah.
I also love a Twix.
I used to love Twix. I find that the chocolate on the outside now is really so yucky. I can't
We
eat
have to get
them.
a right Twix. Because those are the right ones to get.
As opposed to the
There you
left.
go.
The left ones are just cute.
I do think that's really cute. I love that they do left
Andrea and I
Twix
were
now.
joking about that when
Yeah.
we were in Orlando. We're
Uh-huh.
like, ew, don't get the left Twix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the left Twix is so gross. I
And they
used
were
to-
the singles.
So you're just
Uh-huh.
like, what? I used to love, I don't know if they still have them, peanut butter Twix too.
Ooh.
They were good.
See, I love caramel. Caramel is handmade salted caramels. That's one of my favorite
My
things.
favorite is actually gummies. So I love
Oh,
dots. I only get them
Uh-huh.
on Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're a millennial. The millennials love the fruit candy.
Really?
Millennials
Oh,
and Gen
really?
Z. Yeah.
Haribo, gummy bears.
Yeah,
like
dots.
Haley loves the those rainbow flat rolled up things that are coated in sugar. I
Yeah.
can't even bite them.
Oh, God, I
Free
can't do
sweet
that.
tarts.
I do love a sweet tart.
Haley and
a
Jean
cheese
love
sweet
sweet tarts.
tart.
I don't love sweet tarts.
I
I
love
don't love
the
Smarties. I'm
Oh,
not
Smarties.
You know what? I love cheese much more than candy. I'm not a candy person to begin with. Salted caramels are my one thing.
I do love a salted caramel too.
Beth
I don't
made
love
great
chocolate.
salted caramels last year. She went to one of those food classes at
Ooh.
ICE, International Culinary
Uh-huh.
blah blah blah. I'll put a link for that down below too. They have some really fun classes. It's in Manhattan, and yeah, she just took the train in. She'd go for like a 4-hour class, but she brought home some amazing candies.
I bet.
And one of them were
Yeah.
salted caramels. Another were homemade marshmallows, which totally did not taste like
Yeah.
store-bought marshmallows.
No, homemade marshmallows are delicious.
Raymond's makes homemade marshmallows. They're
Do
amazing.
they?
They sell like cubes of them, packs
Yeah.
of them.
Oh.
That's a restaurant
I
on
used
Church
to make
Street.
homemade marshmallows.
They were
Yeah.
she did mango.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Well, yeah, mango homemade marshmallows, and I didn't share.
Yeah. That's the benefit. You're like, go take this class, Beth, and then I will eat them.
One of my friends makes the best caramels every year. I think that's how I've always loved caramel things, but for I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, she started making them and sharing them with our whole coffee group on Thursdays, and she knows I love them, so sometimes she gave me like an extra bag to take home and everything. And I would like ration myself to one a day because they're so good and you want them to last.
I should definitely see what classes they have for when Beth gets home from school and see if there's something for her.
Yeah, something fun she would like to do.
See if there's
That'll
something
be
that
her
she wants to
Christmas
cook, like a pastry or something.
Yeah.
My mom makes a very good toffee, which, if you're watching, Mom, yes, I do want the toffee. You can also give it to the boys. I don't care if the boys eat the toffee or not because I will eat their toffee.
What kind of toffee does she make?
It's like a traditional English toffee. It's got a little bit of like instant espresso in it, so it's got like a tiny
nice
coffee
depth.
flavor.
Yeah.
She makes some without nuts because obviously some people don't like
do
nuts. Oh shoot! Did I just lose my marker? Damn it! I think it's on the floor.
I didn't hear it.
I thought I heard her go flying. But with chocolate on it, but not too much chocolate.
Oh, that's so smart. You have extra markers right there.
Oh, I have extra markers. Do I have extra markers?
So actually, one other thing we should say before we get too far afield from talking about last episode and winter and everything, from the prior episode, we asked people, was it what they were doing for Halloween? Anyway, our winner did a really cool carved pumpkin. And she did send us pictures. Molly, who lives in Brooklyn, who has been to the store. So Amanda's going to put her picture in here.
Yay.
It's so fun. And
it's amazing.
It had a knitting theme.
Yeah, cool.
Even better.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
It's in your email.
I'm looking at
all
it now.
caps. Look for the all caps. That's
right.
how I make sure you can find them for the podcast. It's like, I'm not really screaming. I just want you to find them.
I don't know. It's helpful. My inbox gets a little overwhelmed sometimes.
Tell me about it.
I just went through Max's inbox for
for
school. Where I'm like, he gets a notification every time Google Classroom sends anything, and he never deletes them. And I'm like, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Going back to 6th grade. I'm like, come on.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
right. I mean, child body hygiene is a problem, and inbox hygiene is also a problem.
Also, I was like, these are lessons you have to learn now because, like, Mommy had to learn them as an adult because when we got emails.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I was like, you got to learn it now because otherwise your inbox is going to be crazy.
Well, it's so funny because the Yarnia inbox now has like 24 messages in it. I'm so good about archiving things there because when it gets out of control, it's too much.
Yeah.
But my Kathleen Shop Yarnia and my personal inboxes, crazy. Yeah. Just totally. I don't know. I just don't even. I just search for what I need. I don't worry about it.
Sometimes I have a good. Well, I like to get. My goal is 0.
Yeah.
But my unread emails are my to-do list. So sometimes I'll read something, and if I need to do something, but I don't have time to do it now, I'll leave it unread.
That's what I do too. Yeah.
But I have like 150 emails unread in mine. And I just went through them and cleared them out again this morning.
Yeah.
I just need it, but I need like 4 hours to address all the
just
things.
process.
Yeah.
Process them all.
And some of them are like, download all your photos from PhotoPass, right? Like,
Yeah.
complete your login.
But I do the same thing too, where I'm just like, it's unread and in my inbox until it is processed and handled, at which point it is read and filed.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just miss it entirely. And then you're like, well, I guess it wasn't that big a problem if they didn't email me again.
Right, exactly. I'm always impressed with the people who are like, I'm going to do inbox 0 and then just send out an email to everybody they know that's saying, if you've emailed me and I haven't responded, like, I'm deleting everything, so, like, do it again. And I'm like, how? I'm like, my FOMO will not allow that.
No.
I'll be like, I'm going to miss something crucial.
I could see doing that. I really could. Yeah.
I couldn't do that with children in school because then they would be
that's
like,
a
here's the
different thing.
project that blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, what project? Speaking of winners, we forgot to say
we are a little disjointed today.
Jennifer won.
So Jennifer won her choice of any color of far that we have in stock. So it is a lovely yarn from Wolf Oak. It is worsted weight. It's chainette construction.
Oh, it's so delicious.
Orvis 28 merino, which is like among the softest fibers you can find.
Yeah, spectacular. Yeah, and I have on Wednesday knit night we were just looking through my Make 9 for 2022, which I've
How are you
at
doing?
least started 8.
That's
Hey,
great.
that's pretty good.
Wonderful.
I finished 6. I have 1 on the needles now. I have 1 on the needles that's going to stay on the needles because it's a adult fingering weight sweater that's going to take me till next summer to finish.
Yeah.
And then I have 1 that I think is not going to end up happening this year, the Otra.
8 out of 9 is pretty
That's
solid.
pretty amazing. Yeah, that's really good.
This is why I don't do a Make 9.
Yeah, but I'll probably do the Otra next year. But I have, like I said, 2 men's sweaters to make next year, and one of them is going to be in far.
Nice.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
For the wearer. It's going to be that dark black far.
Oh,
wow.
you're gonna go
Oh my
blind.
gosh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I made like 3 black sweaters in a row.
I know.
That's
It's
true.
not that bad. It's really not.
As long as you have good
You
light.
need good light. You
I'm
need
gonna
good
make a-
light. That's the whole
I'm
thing.
going to make a Franca
That's right.
cardigan with what do you call it? Garter on the cuffs and on the ribs, because it's made to be like stockinette with a little roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
But for a guy, it's probably better to do the garter.
A little chunkier.
Yeah.
And is that the black one?
That's the black one.
Wow. Did you let him
That'll be
pick?
nice.
No, well, this is for my dance instructor. I think I mentioned that on the Tuesday live.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I think so.
my
Yeah.
dance instructor that I was dancing with in at the end of the last podcast, we made the finals.
Yay!
So I was teasing with him because there's like 2 divisions of dancing: the championship and the scholarship. Championship first, we didn't get out of the quarterfinals. There was a quarterfinals, semis, and then finals. We didn't get out of the quarterfinals, like not even a callback. And so I was joking with him because he's been begging me for a sweater, and I was joking with him. I was like, Tim, if we get into the finals in the scholarship, I'll knit you a sweater. I thought it was sure thing. That was I definitely won't have to do
You're like,
this.
no, I'm good. No,
Well,
you're
And when he came back to tell me that we got in the finals, he said, "Get out them knitting needles." I'm like, oh my god.
wow.
So I'm not going to start that this year because I've got enough to do during the holidays and all that kind of stuff. But I'll start that in January. I'll be starting a Franca,
Nice.
which I think it's a great sweater, and that's exactly what he's been wanting for literally since I did my first Comfort Fade cardi.
Oh wow, that
He
was the
wanted-
first year we opened, right?
Yeah, like
That was-
2017.
that's a while.
Wow.
He's been asking me for a sweater in that style, like
mhm.
shawl
Yeah,
collar. Yeah.
But
And
the Franca is that makes so much sense to do that versus Comfort Fade Cardi is even more knitting.
Yeah, 'cause Comfort Fade is DK weight and the Franca is worsted.
It's worsted on a 9.
And also
Ooh, nice.
the
Go faster.
Comfort Fade has got a lot of garter, so that's a lot more rows to get
Yeah.
your length and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe
So-
I'll pull. I gotta look at some of the wool folk. Jonathan has asked for a new hat because he's bald and he gets cold, and he's basically got a hat in pretty much every weight. But he's very particular about how soft it needs to be.
Oh, that's a good one.
So I'm like,
far.
I think
Yeah.
some far. So I think I'm going to check out the far, and then I'm also going to check out some of the DK weight wool
Tauve?
folks. The Tauve and maybe the Flax.
What about the flat? I love the flat.
I love the texture,
that
and he
one
doesn't
hat.
have anything textury.
Maybe I'll bring that hat home. It's been here for at least a
And
year,
that
but it's
might
such a
be-
good sample. We
There is
don't have
Water
another.
Street DK too.
Oh, there is
Oh,
Water
yeah.
Street DK.
Yeah.
And I did make a hat out of Water Street DK, but I think I made it for my father-in-law.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. It was oh crap, I need a last minute gift. And then I'm like, how fast can I knit it? And yeah, I can knit a hat pretty fast.
Yeah.
He's also bald. So maybe I'll take a look at that. That'll be good.
All of those are excellent.
And then when I forget what I'm doing, and I'll be like, I'll check back the podcast and see what I said.
Or just ask us.
I have
I just asked.
I have
I'll be like,
2
Kathleen, what
holiday
is that?
presents in the queue to make. I'm
Okay.
I'm not starting them yet. Well, actually, I probably will after this podcast.
Okay.
My only holiday present that I'm making and is in progress is what I'm making for my mom. I'm going to make her throw from the hog cow.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I have like 4.5 squares. I need to actually get back to that.
Need to, like, start cranking.
I'm like, how can it be another month already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had
I need to.
hello to our viewer who joined the Hooked on Grannies. We're talking about Hooked on Grannies. Crochet along via Zoom on Sunday night. So yeah, we had someone new joined.
Yay!
Which is perfect. And
I love that.
Yeah, we're going all the way through next May, so there's plenty of time to hop in.
Mm-hmm,
and we talked a lot on this episode, this meeting. I had
in the latest episode of the Hog Cal.
I know.
Speaking of drama.
I had several ideas of what to do with one Granny Square.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
So, which
Nice.
is like a third written up into a blog post that's quite a complicated blog post, so it might be a bit till that comes out. I don't know if I can do that in time.
Yeah.
But I did have all the examples for folks there, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
So I might do one or two of those. For
Oh,
teaching.
and is that, do you tape those or you don't tape them?
No.
Yeah.
Nope, I do not take those.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not like
Yeah,
an instructional thing.
No,
it's
I
a-
know. It's a knittle
it's
one.
a
It'd
knittle
be like taping
It's a
knit
crochet.
night.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like we're chit-chatting about all sorts of things.
Yeah. Oh well. Shoot, 'cause
Camaraderie.
I would cheat and watch that. Oh well.
Play catch
No.
up. Should we talk about? I have a gift knit coming up that but it's going to be in the whips or almost whips. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But should we move to
we could
finished
talk about some
objects?
finished objects. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a lot. So y'all
Okay.
can-
Let's start with you.
with me. Okay.
Yes.
Or do you want to start and get us out of the way? What
That's
do you
sure
think?
because I
Let's
only
yeah.
have a
Okay.
few.
Then start with that.
So,
Okay,
all
we'll
right.
do that.
Do you have any finished objects?
I do.
First, what are you wearing?
I am wearing. Hold on a second. I am wearing my Felix Corey
I'm shocked.
confetti.
You're wearing a Felix?
I'm wearing a Felix because, oh wait, it turned into fall. So I am wearing a
Finally.
linen dress and a Felix.
Yay! And it looks great. I love the colors
Basically,
together.
what I will be wearing pretty much every day for the rest of this winter. Like, with leggings. And then when it gets really cold, I'll swap from sneakers to boots and blah. Basically, it's my outfit. So this is the Felix in the Corey Confetti Greybow 2. La Bien-Aimée, and it is a Felix, which
by Amy Christoffers.
by Amy Christoffers.
I was wearing my Felix yesterday.
3/4 sleeves because that's how I roll. Because otherwise I get too hot. And it's super cute. And fits great, and love it. I will probably have to glean it at some point because the Corey Confetti is such a soft yarn, loosely spun.
It is. Yeah.
And knit at a loose gauge, but.
Yeah.
That's why we have gleaners.
Exactly.
Those things get rid of pills like you wouldn't believe. Let me tell you, if you're looking for a good gift or stocking stuffer for someone who, regardless of whether or not they're a knitter or crocheter, get them a gleaner because that thing works on yoga pants too. Like, you're good.
Yeah, it's got the
And
3
like
different
leggings.
little blades and
It's
everything.
amazing.
And actually, the one we have, we carry the one that's called the Gleaner on the Go.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I find more comfortable to use than the one with the handle.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid I'm going to break the one with the handle. I don't know.
How hard are you gleaning?
Yeah, you're
very
vicious.
hard. Very hard. So I have the
I like
got a
the Gleaner on the Go.
ages ago before we carried them at the store, and so I have a regular one, and then I got a Gleaner on the go. I agree. I like the Gleaner on the go better. It's just
I feel
more
like you have
compact.
more control and I don't know. You're right there. You're right.
You still
whatever.
have all of the same
all the same
features.
tools, and it takes up less space.
Uh,
I'm all for anything that
all
takes
of the
up less
different
space.
little like blades
Yes.
that go in, and I
Yeah.
don't want to say blades to scare anyone who hasn't
No,
used it
they're
before.
not.
No, they're
like
like tips. I would
tips,
say, not
yes.
they're edges. They're not.
Edges.
They're like emery board.
Yeah. And then the biggest one is like a wire that wraps that. Pretty much every time I wear my favorite Carbeth, I have to clean it because it is another one of those loose gauge, super soft, and but it looks good. Like you go ahead and glean it, and and
then you're fine.
And I've been wearing this thing for like 3 years, and it doesn't look like there's any less yarn there. I don't know.
I've taken the Gleaner to like Max has like a fleece lined jacket, and I was like, the inside of the fleece is
Disgusting.
ridiculous, and I'm like, this is gross, and I was just like, now it's all lighter.
Yeah.
Love a Gleaner.
Yeah.
Love a Gleaner. So I have my Felix, but I also have a second finished object.
Yay! Oh, that's right. Yay!
I haven't. There's one end that hasn't been.
That's
woven
okay.
in.
We'll excuse the end.
And I'm saving the end because I want to show it in the class.
There you go.
And it's not blocked. Here's my Sarkle
Yay!
by Kate Davies.
Yay.
This is
That feels so
in
good.
the Corey worsted.
Which is the same as Corey Confetti.
Same
it's
as the
just
Corey Confetti. This
not
is
confetti
knit at a much denser gauge. This is knit as a DK weight, and this is knit as like a super loose bulky.
So
It's
good.
Super warm.
I can't believe this hasn't even been blocked yet. It feels so soft.
Right?
It
It is just working it. It really does.
Just working it.
And it's not like it's not soft, but it's even softer.
It's definitely got like a little bit of a rustic feel.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I have a friend
it is a rustic.
who very much is like, I need it to be butter soft, and she was like, oh God, how are you going to wear this? I'm like, I got no problem with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's by no means, it's not like Lopi, where
No.
Lopi is rustic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So pretty. Oh
That's
my gosh.
super pretty.
So this is La Bien-Aimée, Corey worsted in High Garden.
Which is a beautiful, like, very lightly pinky, lavendery gray.
It's like a pinky
so
lavendery gray.
Actually,
and then there's
on
a
this
gray base.
On this base, it's
of the Corey worsted.
I feel like you see the little bit almost of slight lavendery in it.
Yeah. So this
great.
pattern worked up great. It was
Gorgeous.
Bottom up. This was our fall sweater class.
We have one class left, right?
Oh
We
my
have one
goodness.
class
you
left.
Finished it before the end of the
I
class.
know,
She did,
right?
She did. She was so good.
Aren't you impressed?
I am super impressed.
I even held off. I finished everything and I bound off, and then I didn't even do the underarms until the class. And thankfully, I remembered to hit record by the time I hit the underarms in the class, because I had forgotten to hit record earlier, like an idiot. So apologies to those folks.
We saw Dory's finish Sarkle.
I know, it looks so good.
Was it Sunday? I saw it. I think I must have seen it Sunday evening during our Hooked on Grannies crochet along. Then we talk about everything.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
cool. The crochet alongs. But yeah, a bunch of folks are either finished or almost finished or pretty close. I also have to take out the stitch markers. That's what I forgot.
And then there's me. We'll have another one of those later, which we will talk about.
Yes. Well, you'll
not,
see.
Not almost finished, but I've made some good progress.
You're getting there.
I made some good progress.
So that's my finished object.
Nice. I have one current finished object, which is in here, and I am wearing my Throwback.
Love the
Inspired
throwback.
by you wearing yours last episode.
Yes.
It's like, yes, I gotta find that. This is one of my favorite sweaters. It really is.
It's a good sweater.
I used Lucky Tweed, and so Throwback by Andrea Mowry, of course. Lucky Tweed in black, rust, golden, and cream. And and actually you'll see this yarn again later too.
And that one you steeked.
That one, exactly. This one I steeked, and I found these really cool vintage buttons.
Love those buttons.
And we have a ridiculous collection of vintage buttons at home. Like, I don't know, 100 pounds of vintage buttons, something.
Wow,
it's a lot.
that's a lot.
It's like 3 giant shopping bags that are not, well, they're sort of sorted. I don't know. We have a lot of vintage buttons, so.
That sounds awesome, though.
So, last week at my Thursday coffee group, my friend Sarah showed me a picture of her niece or nephew in a bonnet. She had bought them when she probably was like a college student or something. And now, and she said basically like she got it for that child and then everyone in their family wore it, and I think it's been lost or it's just old enough that it's kind of fallen apart. And now that that niece or nephew has a child of their own, and she really wanted to do the bonnet again.
Aww.
And she looked and looked and couldn't find anything like it, so she showed me a picture, and I made a little bonnet. Because I looked for patterns on Ravelry too for something like this. I couldn't find something exactly like what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I kind of, you know.
Oh, that was cute. I like the bag.
I took measurements. Isn't it fun?
It's super cute.
And actually, I was smart enough to actually write it up before I finished it.
Yay!
So I can actually do this as a pattern.
You should do it as a pattern, like a little retro bonnet.
When I was getting into this part, cool, yeah, that'd be great. And like I started out with a 4-stitch I-cord, and then it is worsted. So, and that was like, you know, she came to the store, or actually maybe that was the day we met here.
Is that snow?
It is, it's fresh snow in bold.
In bold,
which we have which is like a nice, soft, squishy worsted, perfect for a baby.
Washable.
But, so I did 3-stitch I-cord. I did applied I-cord on here.
I love applied I-cord on the bottom of a bonnet.
And you know what I did?
Really cute.
I did the first, like, half of the stitches picking up every row. And then here I did every other to gather it so it fits the back of their funny little heads. You know, the way babies have those heads. So I was really proud of myself. It's really fun. But the crazy thing is, and I don't want to show this picture because it's somebody else's baby who I don't even know.
Right.
the bonnet, she's actually going to attach feathers around the outside.
Oh my goodness.
The original bonnet had feathers, so basically this is the base of a bonnet that's going to have feathers on it. I also love the little, I did three needle bind. I love it to make a nice crisp edge, which actually, it's soft yarn. It's not going to be too uncomfortable against their head.
It's going to be fine.
But I love the crisp edge. I think it's really fun.
You could do like a little like
pom-poms would be so
That's what I was just about to say. I'm
God.
going to put a pom on the point.
Yes, I totally figured.
Like a little elf.
But a little edge of pom-poms would be so
a little edge of
Oh,
pom-poms.
like the micro poms?
Yeah.
That would
Or
be super
like
cute.
faux fur yarn.
Yep.
Just a little like bit
So-
of
and also
garter,
I have
like
enough-
a little snow baby.
I have enough left to make another one. This was like half a ball.
I'm going to
So
put a
Fantastic.
love affair pom on it. And put it
one
on
of the
top.
minis. I know. It would be so cute.
But-
So
So
You'll
cute.
see what we're talking about
Yes.
shortly.
But isn't this
Next
fun?
week you'll see it with
So-
a picture on a teddy.
I
He's
will-
not
I
a
will-
baby
on a
anymore.
teddy.
He's not a baby anymore. He's
No.
almost 2.
Yeah, but
I
that
know.
that style of bonnet is also good because it works for little babies,
Look,
but it
here's the pattern.
grows.
Perfect.
But I wrote it down.
But
The
you wrote it
important
down.
part is writing it down.
Yeah.
Because how many things have we done where it's like, oh, I'll write that up, and then
And
you
then
don't
you
take notes while you're going. Because especially
No.
this, like the ratio that I picked up and everything, I would not remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And once I give it away, I don't even have it to count the rows. So that I will write up so you can do it, Amanda.
Yay.
And I will give it to Sarah on Thursday. So that
So
is it for
excited.
finished objects for
That's
me.
adorable.
Thank you. I'm happy with it.
Teddy gets a hat.
Yeah. So let's see. I know because you couldn't bring things with you last time. You had to bring just your projects that were in progress.
Right. Well,
So what'd
and
you
I
get?
well no, because I finished a bunch of stuff while I was there too. So first, I'm wearing Metropolis by Tanis Lavalee.
Yes.
So, and I color blocked mine mainly because there was only I think 2 skeins of this color.
Is that Dusty Sophisticate?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is, and we don't have this color in stock right now, but this
No.
is on what? This was the Targi Bulky.
Yeah.
Which also was a
A limited release
run,
that,
fiber
Knitted Wet did.
from Knitted Wet, and then this was one of their rainbow, I don't know, one of the mermaid
Unicorn
somethings.
somethings.
Unicorn somethings or mermaid somethings or something like that.
It goes
But-
beautifully.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. And the weight, the gauge was like a little bit light for this pattern,
Mhm.
but I really like this pattern, so I added a strand of mohair to it to like fluff it up, and now it worked
Perfect.
great.
Yeah, it's nice.
So this is Jen's like, it's cold enough now for my,
Like
Felix."
I had it off in my house because I was like, oh, I'm so hot, and then I
And
went outside.
I'm nice and cozy too.
Whereas
Oh,
Amanda,
This is a warm sweater.
I bet. Yeah.
This is a very warm
Between the
sweater,
bulk of
and
the
I'm super happy.
Targi and the mohair.
yeah, you're like, yay,
This is an
cozy.
extremely cozy sweater, and I love it so much.
I love my turtleneck and wool too. It's
Yeah.
like just I
I
like
don't
to be
do
cozy.
turtlenecks.
I have a tank top under, but
Mm.
so that's my Metropolis by Tanis Lavalee. I love this pattern. It was great. And I like the color blocking. It turned out well.
Mhm.
So
I really like the Metropolis. That's one of the ones that I think I want to make, and I just don't know. Like,
Mhm.
probably not the turtleneck version.
There's a non-turtleneck version.
Well, I would make it non-turtleneck.
Okay. Okay.
it's non-turtlenecky.
I would just
We
not.
can always make.
I
it
would just
non,
not do the
This one-
turtleneck.
Yep.
Yeah, you pick up the neck.
Yeah.
You pick
So you
up
could
and knit
just-
up.
So I could just
You could
knit
do
a,
I-cord. You could do.
I could just do like a,
do 3 rows of ribbing or something on that.
and be like, done.
yeah.
All right, now for my parade of finished objects.
Yes.
See, I'm glad I left you for the end because then there's more room down here. I can write it on. your stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Number 1, which is now
Woohoo!
all ends woven
Yay!
in.
Oh!
And it's been worn, so I just
Oh,
still
good.
didn't
He
block
did wear it already?
Oh, he's worn it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
I had to
that's
take it away
amazing.
from him to
That's
such a
puppy
podcast
red.
today. Yeah, so this is the Hush by Tin Can Knit.
So beautiful in that red. Oh my God, what a
love
combo!
that yoke.
What a
I
combo!
took a picture of him. He's so excited because this is his Christmas sweater.
Yeah,
Aw.
perfect Christmas sweater.
We
So great
he
with
looks-
his coloring too.
Yeah, he looks
He's
super
well,
adorable.
you'll have a picture in, right?
I
You'll
will
throw
have a
the
picture.
in.
Yeah, I'll put a picture.
You'll
of
see
him
how
in it.
cute Eric
He's
is.
super excited about it. So he wears it like all the time. And
Yay!
yeah, I need to find a better way of weaving in ends and stocking that. Maybe I should just not finish in the very front of the sweater. I
I
should
always
finish
do it
over here.
under the arms or in the
I
back.
finish
smart.
wherever it goes, but I can show you a couple of ways to.
I still feel like I
You
don't
can
know.
undo that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I probably will.
Yeah.
But you can see where I will. Here, I'll show you what I mean. It's and maybe we do a little snippet, like one of our learning vids on like how to do this because
Did I record a tutorial on that?
Not on weaving in like this. Not on weaving in
feel
a
like you might have.
I feel like I did.
Or did you just do it in a sweater class?
Did I think we have one.
I think I recorded that.
If she did, I'll link it below.
Maybe I'm thinking of seaming. I don't know. I know.
Yeah, we did your seaming one,
up.
too.
I don't know if the weaving ends is up.
I
Unless you
thought
did
I did.
ends with seaming.
Anyway,
Did I do that? I feel like
I don't
maybe
know.
I did.
that was
Anyway,
mine. I'm
mandible
lazy and
The
don't
other-
feel like looking into the proper way to do this, and then weaving in my ends, and then thinking like, I could execute that better. There's ones on the sleeves too that don't bother me at all. Like, but
sleeves are
that one,
sleeves.
that one I feel like I need to neaten up a little bit. I don't even know where it is
Can
on
you
the
see the
sleeve.
inside?
Yeah. So this I used like literally all of 3 skeins, and this is this was an adult small stitch count, knit at a tighter gauge than the pattern, because the pattern for Hush is like a worsted blended with mohair to make a bigger
A
gauge,
light
Oh,
bulky.
it feels so
kind of.
nice.
right? And then, but I really
yeah.
liked this. He wanted this yarn. I wanted to do this pattern, and so I just like
Made it work.
yeah. So,
Did you duplicate stitch?
no, I will. We'll
I'll
look,
show you
well,
better.
yes, we'll. I might swatch and we'll like practice how to
Yeah.
do a better way, because I looked at this. I'm like, I think Jen knows a better way. Anyway,
I do.
so that is.
And I feel like just make it easy on yourself and don't do it in the middle of a field of stockinette or the front.
No, I do it in the middle of a field of a stockinette or a front.
Take the easy route.
Well, anyway.
Because I'm lazy and I'm like, I'm not gonna waste an inch of this yarn.
Right.
I wasted
well, and
inches
I'm
of
glad I
yarn.
didn't, because I like literally finished with probably 2 yards.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I
I
have
keep
a-
my yarn when I cut it for something like that. I keep it.
Yeah.
Just
But-
in case.
Just in case.
Sometimes you need to join in for that bind
you should
off.
see I had to do that on my Sarkle neck. I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And I had another skein. I need to bring it back. But
But
I
you
have
don't wanna,
another
like-
skein, but I didn't want to break into it
You
for
don't
like
wanna-
2
For a couple yards.
Right.
No,
And
I
then you're
know.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. So,
All right.
What yarn
that
is
is so
that?
pretty.
that was in Allegria Grande.
It's so nice.
It's right up there.
Right around
Their
the middle.
carmine color.
Oh, and I love
That
this
carmine
color.
is
This
so
a new color we
beautiful.
got.
That is a new color.
This is
Ooh, show it. Show it.
habanero, which I don't think that looks very habanero,
Oh,
but it's beautiful.
Me neither. It's a great color. This is a new color we just got.
Oh, and this is what Emily did her the mauve. She did
Yes.
her retro that Jen
She
is
did her
working on now.
retro sweater in that.
That would
This
be
is
really
another
nice.
new color. This is wild. Well, we've had it before, but not in
Ooh,
Allegria Grande. I don't
Orchid.
think.
This
I
is
love
teal,
orchid.
right?
Yeah, and
teal.
here's the carmine, like Amanda
And then the
used for Eric's.
carmine.
That carmine is such a good red.
It is.
It is an amazing red.
It's a-
Yep.
Bluey red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll stick them back on the shelf.
Which, anyway, Eric picked that up out of whole store, and now he has a sweater in it. Woo! Okay, so that was done, and my goal was to finish that before I started on Charlie's sweater, which I'll show you when we get to whips. The other thing which I finished, which I'm so glad, finally.
Is
So the sweater was the only thing I brought to Orlando.
I don't know. Am I okay?
I can't answer that. Are you okay?
All that's in here is coffee. I promise.
We're a little punchy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all you brought to
Not
Orlando.
enough sleep.
Was the sweater, and then
Was Eric's
it
sweater?
got
Yeah.
and it got to like Sunday, and all I had was a sleeve left to do. Sunday,
And you still
and
had
I had
days
a
left
week.
on your trip. Oh,
I had a week left to go,
Wow.
and I was like, I'm gonna finish this sweater. And my partner was coming down on Tuesday, and so I called him. I'm like, I need you to bring me another project. So I had to like say, okay, you need to look for this project bag. Bring everything in there. Is the orange yarn in there? And it was. So
Yay.
I also finished on my trip
Nice.
my Jasper Ridge socks. Finally, a year and a half after starting them. Thank
Well,
goodness.
because you made 3.
I got mad at them.
You made 3 socks.
They had to go sit in timeout for a little bit.
Yes, because I accidentally made the wrong size.
Should I go get the other sock?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It looks
There's
the same
one
as-
that looks the same, but it's smaller.
Yeah.
It's in the store if you want to see it.
Yeah, so now
It's
we
a
have
store sample.
We have a
It
store
is.
sample
It
that
is.
looks like these, but it's slightly smaller and won't fit on my foot. So
Yeah, with the
I
color
knit
work, it makes it a little harder to get over. The,
Yeah. So I knit these in 2021 in the summer as soon as we got Lobby Anime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like started these because I love them so much.
Yeah.
Jodi Long did this pattern, and she also that's
of Grocery Girls.
Yeah, of Grocery Girls, and she designed this when they had this special color dyed for her.
Mm-hmm. It's so pretty. It's a great color.
Isn't it a great color?
That's Jasper, right?
That's Jasper.
Yeah.
And then she put the Flora Morganite in with it, which is like the perfect pop.
Yeah,
it's a great.
So fun.
So I
really nice compliment.
duplicated her socks, except I added another, I'd say, 1.5 inches here between the heel because I like a taller sock, and hers are like
just above
their
ankle,
ankles.
kind of. They start right away.
Yeah, they're like it almost maybe has like 5 rows or so, and then starts the thing, and that's too short for me. So I made it a little bit longer. Yes, I need the wool
to be covered in wool. She needs to be a sheep. Yeah, I know.
I
You
need some
basically
wool
are.
pants.
Oh yeah.
It's actually
wool leggings.
on my to-dos.
Highly recommend Wool X leggings.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm gonna knit some, but not today.
I think Haley wants to knit some too.
Or crochet. I found some great crochet legging patterns. I was looking at crochet patterns on Etsy. Anyway, so these are done. Yay! Finally, and I brought some yarn home to start another pair of socks.
Yay!
Vanilla socks. That's my next
You're like
one.
taking
Vanilla
a break
socks.
from that pattern.
I am.
I have
But I
2
always
sets
like-
of vanilla socks languishing in my whip.
I like having socks on the go.
Yeah, they're
Maybe I'll
good.
do socks again in January. I don't know. I'm not feeling sock inspired.
Oh.
That's fine.
I mean, I don't have to feel inspired to do socks. It's my what can I chuck in my bag? One skein that is small.
And I usually bring a hat. A hat is a good on-the-go project for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely a sock person for that. Like I'm going to the city on Wednesday, and I'll probably start the socks then because it's one skein, chuck it in my bag, and it's done.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Last
another
finished
sample.
object.
Yes.
So pretty.
Yeah.
This is the
Lone
Skein,
Skein
right?
Shawl by Joji Locatelli, and it's sort of like a
Pretty.
yeah, right. It's a very long, shallow shawl, and it just uses one skein.
So soft and squashy.
I know. I used the Dreaming Color Smushy Cashmere in the
Nice.
Enchanted colorway.
So
It's
pretty.
so pretty.
That is totally a color that I would have like picked up on a wool walk or something and didn't know what to do with. And this is the perfect project for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned on the last podcast that I showed this, which was probably back in September, because this was my September single skein while I was in conferences project.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That I wonder is that yarn is 420 yards, but the pattern I did go back and check it, and you need 420 meters, which is not the same. So, if you have a skein that is 400 or 420 yards, that's not the same as 420 meters, and you actually do need like the whole 420 meters, which is more like 450. So you need a light fingering to do this, or use a different accent color. So there's
I love your idea. We talked about the other day of doing the lace in a different color.
Yeah.
And like if you're doing a
That would be
variegated
so
like this,
pretty.
it would be so nice to do the lace in a complementary solid.
Yeah.
So you see
Yeah.
it even more.
Yeah.
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 And
that
I
would be
love
really
the
pretty.
tassels. So how did you do the tassels since you were running short on yarn?
I don't know if you guys remember the socks that I made over the summer in the La Bien Aimée, which is plenty of yardage
Yeah,
to
plenty
make
of
this
yardage,
shawl.
yeah. Mhm.
The super sock. We had the Howl and Sophie,
Yep.
which
So
is
that's
a
what it
very
is.
similar color.
Very similar. Yeah. Definitely blends in there.
So I just used Howl and Sophie
Clever.
You
to
can't
finish the
tell.
bind off and to do the tassels. Yeah. So this is
The
going to be
tassels are
a
super
shop
cute.
sample for the Smushy Cashmere for a little bit, and then and how he made it to be like a little. It's not going to show up so well on this outfit.
It's like
but-
jewelry.
Yeah, it is. It's just like a little jewelry something. You know, you could wear. She was saying she could wear a white T-shirt and jeans every day and just like mix up her
Change
shawls.
the different.
Right. And
Yeah.
totally different outfits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the kind of, this is definitely an accessory. This is not a keep you warm shawl, which is why it'll stay a shawl
I
staple.
mean, it would keep me warm.
It would definitely, like, you know, sometimes like you just have like the air conditioning on your chest and
It's just like a little too much. Yeah.
Just takes
Yeah.
the chill right off.
Exactly. So
But it's not necessarily a like snuggle up and go out into the snow kind of
No.
situation.
But I enjoyed this a ton. The lace was super easy. I literally did cast on in the middle of a conference. I did the lace in the middle of presenters presenting and all that kind of thing. It was
You kind of get into a flow with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
It's not hard at all.
Good.
Nice.
And a lot of garter, which is perfect.
And it's
So that
perfect
was-
for when you don't know what to do with that one special skein.
Yeah. I might have to do one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like it.
I certainly have a lot of one special
I
skins.
know, right? And you don't always. I don't always want to do socks with my one special.
Right.
I
Sometimes
certainly
it's
don't.
not.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're perfect for socks, and sometimes you're like, no, I want to show it off a little more.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
definitely shows it off.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so those are my finished objects.
Yay!
Nice.
All right. So, shall we
Excellent. We should move on to whips.
cycle back around and do some whips?
Sure.
Yeah, what do you got?
All right. I have. So, one thing super quick that I was working on earlier is, and it'll happen before this comes out, but I'm doing a little workshop on the Snowglobe hat.
Yeah.
Which we had those last. I had those last time. So I'm casting on my ribbing again to do that and show people my little trick for how I don't follow the way the pattern says to do the increases from ribbing to the body. So I'm going to share them with that. So I'm going to get up to the same point that the students are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do another one that I'm just actually, because I don't know where the time went, but I've been working on my Sarkle, I guess, which is a lot of knitting. But I'm going to do another one where I'll just I'll do like an inch of the pattern, and then I'll get ready to show them the decreases with this.
Oh, perfect.
So I'll be kind of ready. But yeah, partly this needle was in my Sarkle neck, so I needed to finish that before so there was kind of an order to it. So that's one. Another
There's a method to the
Snowglobe.
madness.
And actually, one thing we do sometimes in the store is we have things that we sell as well. Like there's already a store sample. This is the second half of the ball of yarn that I bought for Haley. We do have a little basket where anyone who works here, if they've made things either to sell at craft shows or if they've made things for themselves that one of those things by the time you finish it, it's like not really your style anymore or something. We have those. So if you're ever in, take a peek at that basket. It's inside the front
right by
door.
the door here. By the radiator, which I'm pregnant today.
But, so literally I have half a skein left of this yarn, so I'm like, I'm just going to make another one, and I'm going to throw it in the for sale basket.
Throw it in the for sale
perfect.
basket. Someone will pick it up.
There are, there definitely are people that come in here that see the stuff in the windows, and they're like, how much is that sweater?
Yeah.
And,
Like,
normally
we can
it's
teach
like,
ya.
yeah, not really for sale. So we like to have some things to be able to sell.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll talk about my Sarkle next.
Yes.
So I've been doing Jen's Sarkle class. It's a lot of fun, as always. And in the last episode, I had 8 inches of my body, and we were talking about how, if it was a little too big, I could do decreases. I actually went and put it on purl strings when I went home.
Yeah.
It might have even been later that day. It was either later that day or the next day, the day I recorded or the next day. It was 10 inches too wide.
That's a lot.
That's
when I knit a long stretch of something, my tension does tend to get looser as I go. And this has happened to me before. I know that this is, and what I really need to tell my future self is when you're feeling like it might be too many stitches or like this row is going on too long, legitimately row after row, measure your work.
Yeah.
check it out.
I will have Amanda put a video in here, which I think I've already sent you, but I'll check again.
I think I saw that.
So right before knit night last week, I frogged everything that I had done that I showed you on the last episode, 8 inches of body of, I don't know, the 6th size or whatever of the sweater back into a ball of yarn. So everything here has been done since the last podcast.
Nice.
Oh, but
which
you
is
made
not
good
bad.
progress.
Yep.
Good progress.
I did. So I took Jen's suggestion and I did a provisional cast on because I did want to be doing, the patterning at the same time as everybody else.
Yeah.
And also, once I got that out of the way, it's funny, it's almost like I made this into, it's like a quasi top-down sweater.
I know,
Yeah,
you
totally.
don't.
Really. So, so I did the patterning and one of the things we focused on, in the last class was the back of the neck or, all of that. And I did rip out, as I said, I just dropped down and fixed the pattern doesn't tell you to continue your purl columns up to the ribbing.
Into the short rows.
We both think it should.
I think it should. And it's one of those things where it's got like a small crescent of stockinette, which doesn't look bad. It's how it's
kind of
designed.
like what this has. That's what this has too. This just does have an area that is
it's
your
just
short
plain.
rows.
But like when you have a texture pattern, sometimes it just flows a little bit better if you.
Yeah.
There are these purl columns that go from the beginning
that are really
of the yoke,
kind of
go
strong lines
straight
on
through.
this. And on the front,
just
because
continue.
because you're not dropping the front neck too,
You don't see
where you're not raising it. Yeah, they do blend right into the ribbing.
Yeah.
So if I had thought about it, and I did kind of think about it while I was working the short rows, like,
Yeah.
I wonder if I should continue those purl columns. So by the time I finished it, I was like, yeah, I should have continued the purl columns.
All right.
Yeah, so I dropped down and re-added the purl columns, and I did about 5 rows of ribbing, and then I bound off.
I mean, that's the easy fix is for
Yeah.
something like that. Like, you can literally just
I dropped down the columns. Yeah.
pop your stitch off the needle, run it down, and then hook it back up on the wrong side like a knit, and then boom, you have a purl column.
Yep. And the one thing, well, hopefully anyone else doing this will do it when they're doing the short rows. Just maintain your purl columns.
Just maintain your purl columns.
Because the thing is, it doesn't always hit. It doesn't necessarily continue into a purl column in the ribbing. Sometimes it gets to a knit.
The
column,
ribbing
so
is
you
its
just gotta
own
pay
thing.
attention to what it's doing.
Yeah.
And then I put it back
It doesn't
on.
in the front either, right?
The front it goes right up to the ribbing. Like you're only adding
Right.
short rows in the back.
But like your purl columns don't.
It does. They run
Some of
right
them
up
do.
to.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
It
they
depends on
they don't merge into the ribbing
Right.
necessarily.
That's what I
yeah.
meant.
Yeah.
And actually, she has you do 1 row of stockinette, 1 row of knit before you do the ribbing, which I actually like. I like it when you have that one little interruption, which I did not maintain here.
I skipped that.
I mean, I would have if I had done the purl columns from the beginning.
Yeah.
I would have maintained it, but I didn't want to fuss with it. I was watching the end of The Crown. I was like,
it's fine. I still haven't started it. I'm behind.
I watched it in like 3 days. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch
So,
it in like 3 days.
It took me a long time to get to think of the guy who played Charles as Charles.
He's too handsome.
He had his mannerisms, but he looks nothing like him.
No.
Nothing. He has brown hair, and he's a white guy.
Yeah. He's white British guy.
Yeah. So that is my Sarkle. I am happy that I'm working on my body. This is going to be my, kind of keep going project. And yeah, this is where I picked up my little markers where I picked up from my provisional cast on. My stitches.
Is that a pumpkin spice latte?
It is.
That's cute.
Isn't that so fun?
Yes.
I forget. I got some for Haley and me. I ordered them from, I don't know, one of the places Nitty Natty gets hers for Christmas
cute.
last year. Yeah.
Very
I
cute.
love them. I forget which one it was. Maybe Simply Serving? And yeah, so I will eventually get back to the sleeves too. But this is my big project right now.
There you
So
go.
big but easy. So
Yes.
yes, I will be working on that for a little while. I do really want to wear it.
But
Actually,
now you're at like TV knitting part, right?
Oh, totally,
so
totally.
it's just stockinette or sleeves.
yeah, and I
like,
I am going to finish the body, and then I'm going to come back and probably do the sleeves 2 at a time. And I'm no longer worried about running out of yarn.
good.
So that is good. And then my third thing, I have all of these things that I really want to make. I like my mental queue is completely out of control at the moment. So one of the things I've really been wanting to make is the Ariana cardigan, which is those crocheted granny squares on the diagonal with then a knitted rib border.
Cute.
So yeah, I have. It actually is a free pattern.
Is that
which
Amy
I didn't
Christoffers?
know.
Really?
It is Amy Christoffers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have
Yeah.
had this on my favorites for a long time.
So I don't
It's
know. You're not going to be able to see it
super
from here, but it's.
I'll put in a picture of it because
Yeah.
it is lovely. It's one of Barocco. It's a Barocco pattern.
Yeah.
And it's one of their top downloaded patterns. It's
I
so
believe
good.
it.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
I want to do that one super bad.
I really
that could
wanna-
make it onto a 2023 Make 9.
yeah,
Ooh.
I've been wanting to do it, and I don't know. I feel like one of the nice things too about granny squares, it can be pretty portable. Except though, each of these uses 5 colors, so you got to be carrying around 5 balls of yarn. I don't know. So it's kind of
Well,
6 in one
After you
hand,
do a
6 in the
couple
other.
and your balls of yarn are smaller, it's very portable.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to why I'm behind and hooked on grannies.
So one of the reasons I haven't started it is because I could not decide my color order. In back in the whole thing that we've been talking about the last couple of episodes about indecision. It's like
It's hard.
I'm not usually indecisive. I'm usually very decisive. I don't know. You're rubbing off on
We're
me.
rubbing off on you. I'm sorry.
But anyway, whatever.
My lack of conviction about a decision is it's hard.
Who knows? It's probably not just you rubbing off on me.
So is Arya in a bulky or is it a worsted?
It's worsted. But when I first saw it, the thing I was thinking about was it would be a great way, since I have made so many sweaters in Lucky Tweed and I have leftovers from everything, and I've even bought additional skeins, not knowing where some of my skeins were. I was like, that's the perfect thing to do with all my Lucky Tweed. So I did a couple of squares last night.
Nice.
Aren't they fun?
I love it in the Lucky Tweed.
So, isn't it? I think it is fun. And the other thing is, it really only comes in 2 sizes. It comes in like small, medium, large, small / medium / large, size 1, large, extra large / size 2.
Yeah.
So, but I think, and I literally finished these at like 1 a.m. last night, which is why I'm punchy today. I think I didn't measure my squares. I think mine are bigger. I probably can follow the instructions for the smaller size and just use bigger squares and come out and I'll fudge the ribbing, or I'll use the bigger ribbing or whatever. But I haven't been able to decide on my color order. So I have spent literally hours on my computer looking at both, or like looking at Ravelry on my computer or Instagram on my phone, looking at people who've done this sweater before to see what their color order is. Because the way a granny square looks, and we talked about this with, Sasha and I were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
I remember your whole, exploration when you were doing the log cabin granny square blanket, with how the color placement affects how the square looks so much.
It really does.
So, you want to hold that one up, Amanda?
Sure.
And I'll hold this one up. They look so different.
Yeah.
It's like
they
you
really
just get a
do.
whole,
I love
and
this one.
The
I like this one.
more, and it's funny, I kind of like that one. So what I did was I looked at I don't know, 100 examples between Ravelry and Instagram of ways people had done their squares, and and actually it's probably not even on this page. So what I started looking at was kind of the color progression that people use. So you use 5 colors, right? And so I numbered them lightest to darkest, 1 to 5. So I noticed that several that I liked were 415, 213. And then there was one that I liked that was 123, 514. So one, which is your lightest, tends to appear multiple times in all of the ones that I like.
Okay.
How crazy and analytic is this?
That is very analytic. I'm impressed, though.
I am sort of inclined to do
That would also be really. I did
Viola
see
the
one.
Halnui on the
That would be really lovely.
Just
And
then you
so
don't even
much
have
easier. There's one that I have in my faves that is done that way. It's done in a color changing yarn for the body of the square.
Even
I mean, that is kind
and
of
then a complementary. Yeah.
that's a
Silk
good
garden would be really
good
nice, too.
trick to, if you can't decide on colors,
Yeah.
pick a Noro or a long color changing yarn and then just make them.
Yeah.
So
And you also don't have as many ends to even.
yeah, that's true, because that is it's funny, somebody posted a Montclair knitting circle last night, yesterday, she had a picture of like 100 ends on this one square.
Oh, God.
She's like, can anyone give me a tip? I'm like, yes, weave as you go and crochet over them.
Crochet
like,
over
do a little
'em.
weaving, crochet over. So I think what I'm going to do, and it was obviously way too late last night when I finished this, I do like this one, which kind of goes light, medium, dark, really dark. I'm going to switch out this and this.
Yep.
I think. Or I may entirely eliminate the rust and just use the red.
I like the rust.
I like the combo of the rust and the red. I think it's just a little bit of visual interest.
I may switch them. But the thing is, whatever the last one is going to really be dominant, because that's your joining color. So I did the joining round just to know what it would look like.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But it is really funny. The one that I loved the most, and I actually asked the person if I could use her picture, but she probably hasn't seen my message yet. So actually, if she does respond before you're done editing, we may be able to pop a picture in. Hers used this progression, which, I don't know, I have the numbers written down somewhere. But because of her actual colors, I like the way it looks much better. I don't like that progression as much in these colors.
In your choice of colors.
What a crazy rabbit hole, huh? Anyway, that's
fun though.
what I'm gonna and look all of this is stuff that I already had. I mean, obviously I'm gonna need to buy more yarn.
I might do a summer one too. The it.
It would be fun to do it.
Ooh,
That would be
cotton
beautiful.
one?
That
Yeah.
would be really nice.
Which
and
one
then
is
just
that?
like
That's
The Kakagori.
yeah.
Is that or Uchiwa? Is that Uchiwa?
Oh yes, it is Uchiwa.
Yeah.
JK.
This is the benefit of sitting in front of the Nora wall.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
We
that
got a
we're
lot
like,
right
oh,
there.
what about that one?
I know.
Yeah. So that is my deep dive into Ariana, and we'll see where it goes.
I like it.
Hopefully we'll have more by the next time we see you all.
Yeah.
So that is it for whips that I brought.
Okay. All right. What do I have whip-wise? I have what I'm working on, which is, I'm like, I gotta just get back into it. It's my retro sweater. I'm gonna undo the sleeves so you can see.
Are you on a knit all the way around row?
No, I'm on a cable row, but it is one of the easy cable rows where it's just the 2x2 and the big cable.
Ah.
But my yarn is.
Attached to your
Because I'm stepping on it.
Oh.
Jesus. This is why you want to block things after you make it, because like this thing has been carted around to so many things. So here we go. This is as far as I've gotten. It's like a little crop top.
I was about to say you could do a little crop.
That's like my
Little
Sarkle.
crop.
That's what my Sarkle is
Right?
at the moment too. Yeah.
It will be slightly cropped, but it's not going to be this slightly cropped. And I just put it
It's more than
aside for
slightly
the
cropped.
summer because I was like, you know, there are other things I wanted to work on. I had other sweater classes going on, and now I'm like, I'm going to finish this come hell or high water. It just takes
you
so
want
long.
to wear it. You want to wear it.
to-
This is the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, by the time you finish it.
By the
it'll
time
be
I finish. It just takes so long to go around now, which, I mean, I know. I just have to sit and do it, and then I'm easily distracted. So this is the retro pullover, which was last winter's sweater class. This is what happens when you ask me for a challenge.
Yeah. It's a
Be
challenge.
careful
for
what you
everybody.
ask for. And I can't remember who it's by.
Right.
You'll put it in.
I will
put it in.
Yeah.
And I'm doing mine
It's like
in
Sunny something.
No. It's Talent. Stephanie Talent.
Stephanie
Right.
Talent. There you go.
2 N's and 2 L's.
Yes.
Exactly. And so I'm doing mine in Germantown, Halbor and Wallen's Germantown, for like a classic cream.
Yeah. That's
Cable
super
sweater.
nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That, to me, like, this is heirloom quality.
Yeah,
Totally.
Oh yeah. This will be good. And then I have a potential whip.
What potential whip?
A potential whip.
Yes.
Don't worry, I finished my coffee, so that's why I'm putting sugar on my
was
mug.
making me a little nervous. Too.
No, I know. I was like, I can see somebody
gonna
screaming
get out
at
of
the
there.
computer, being like, "No, you're gonna get coffee on this."
Oh, look! This looks really nice with that.
It does look really nice. All right, so I should have brought this with my finished objects. This is the Musselburgh hat that I did in Gauge Dye Works. I don't remember which rainbow it is. But Musselburgh by Isolde Teague. So my dad also loves hats, and I realize, and he doubles up on
He layers
them.
his hats.
Which
Yeah.
I'm
That's so
like,
funny.
he's
I put
still-
a picture of that in an old episode.
I was just like, dude, and I told my mom, I was like, you need to get rid of the one that like I mended, for him, because he wears it occasionally inside out,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you just look super janky. And she's like, I keep trying to take it away from him, and he keeps finding it, and he keeps wearing it, and like then he'll put like,
Just reset.
I made a colorwork scout one based on I think it's Tanis Lavalee's Luminosity, where I just tweaked the gauge, and he likes to wear that over other ones. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just make you a double layered hat
Yeah.
that you can wear? So Musselburgh is perfect for that. This one is fingering weight. You can do it in any gauge, but for him, I would want to do fingering weight as well, just because it's an easier to wear situation. So I was looking at the Dream in Color smushy cashmere
This is super
wall,
nice.
and I was like, okay, a safe bet, because he loves the blue, is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
A little out there is Cloudy, because it does have like the pops of red and purple. You would totally wear that.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little further
Love that
out
one.
I
there
love this one.
is Charcoal Prismatic. And I'm kind of leaning towards Charcoal Prismatic.
Here, let me, I'll take them all
Yeah,
up.
take them all up.
See.
So we have safe, not so safe, super not
Really
safe.
wild.
And I think I'm going to go for really wild.
This is
now, Mom watches this podcast. So
Hey, Mom, vote down below.
Comment down below.
Right.
Which means you have to scroll to the comment section. You have to click the button that says leave a comment, and then you have to type in it. So, FYI, don't just call me or text me saying, I like this one as you're seeing it. Comment below. You're going to need to be signed into Google to do that.
Yes.
Do you like how I'm like just giving my mother this step by step?
You might
So
help
now
some
we'll
other
see
people,
how
too.
far
You
she's
never know.
washed. How far in she's washed.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do this one. And the Dream in Color
pretty.
Smushy Cashmere is 85 superwash merino, 15 nylon. Oh, this one is the smushy.
That's
Yeah.
regular
Oh,
smushy.
that's regular smushy, but I love this color.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh, I
it's
do
still
love the
super
smushy
soft.
cashmere.
It's still super soft.
So the Smushy Cashmere is 70 superwash merino, 20 cashmere, 10 nylon.
Yeah.
But I like this color more.
This is the smushy cashmere.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's really nice.
Super nice.
Maybe I'll do a hat for Jonathan in the Smushy Cashmere.
There you go. Would he like the blues, you think?
Maybe. He might.
We
For
might
him, I would
find out
pick a
next
different
episode.
color.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we might find out next episode.
Look at that pretty. I love the emerald green we have over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is a really pretty emerald green. He won't wear a green, though. My dad will wear a green.
You'd look good in green.
He does look good in green, but he's just so like,
Hmm.
I want neutral. And I'm like, neutral's boring. But which is why wool folk might be better, because then at least it's
Yeah.
an interesting neutral.
Yeah, true.
Maybe the flat. I think maybe the flat.
Yeah.
I love the flat. So
Yeah.
fun.
That's the boucle-ish one, and it's so soft.
Yeah,
I still have
exactly.
a sweater I need to fix and flip.
Yeah.
Which I would wear all the time if the yoke weren't 10 inches too big. Because I was knitting
yeah.
while nursing a baby, and you don't check your gauge when you're nursing a baby.
When you got a baby bounced on your
You
lap.
don't try things on. Yeah.
Alright, so that is my whip to be.
Nice.
And now I'm going to swap my coffee cup for my water bottle.
There you go.
See,
All right, is it my turn?
It is your turn, Amanda.
it is your turn.
Okay. I brought 3 whips. First, what I'll be doing later today, but in the past, if you're watching this now, and more in the future. So, I am on Tuesdays here in the store for, now when you see this, 3 more weeks. I am knitting the Flax Light Sweater by Tin Can Knits, live and in person.
Or
on YouTube.
live on YouTube, anyway.
Live on YouTube. I'm actually doing it, so. So anyway, so that's what this is. This was last week's episode, and I finished it.
You finished the
It
ribbing.
looks so
I
nice.
finished the ribbing, yeah, because the next step is the setup for the raglans, and we'll be doing that. So it's done. And
It was a lot of fun. Last week I joined from home.
Yeah.
And just helped moderate comments and stuff.
which was awesome.
This week is too crazy. I'm not going to be here in person, but I will come in person for the future ones.
Yeah.
Because
Yay.
this week I literally have things going on every single night, and I haven't done that in so long.
Yeah.
Every single night. Too
But
much.
it's great having you in the comment section because it's hard for me to look at comments.
It's really
and
hard.
talk
It's
and
really
focus on
hard
knitting
to. Yeah,
all the
exactly.
time.
No, it's like one too many things.
Yeah.
So.
But I've got to take a look at comments on YouTube from last week, see if we have any questions, and yeah, I think it'll be really fun setting raglans. Markers for your raglans is an important step in
Definitely. Yeah.
building a sweater. So I think this week I'll be setting raglans and getting that shaping going and get to the point where we're dividing for sleeves for, when you see this, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday. These lives are Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yep. And you can subscribe to that episode, and you'll get a notification when it starts. I do stop promptly at 9 p.m. because I have somewhere to be at 9:15. And yeah, it's worked out great.
I think if you subscribe to the channel, you'll also get a notification when there's a live.
Yeah, you do sort of sometimes. I feel like
they're not always
they're
very
little-
timely. They're not, but I
Sometimes
think
it's
when
like,
you
when you
you're
click
done.
notify me,
when you click
on that
notify,
episode,
then it does it because I
Yes.
get those all the time. So and so is going live.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And actually, one thing I think I'm going to do, I'm going to give you new titles for all of them, because then they'll each have the right date, and then it'll be easy for people to see them afterwards.
Okay.
I know you probably already put them up, but I maybe can swap them out.
And you can always go view the recording of it.
Yeah, exactly. And
if you're not doing I'm prepared.
With Amanda.
I'm prepared. I found stitch markers.
Yay.
And I have beginning of rows, and I have raglan stitch markers ready to go. So see, I am prepared. This little guy is going to stay here in the store, so I don't
Good idea. Yep.
Smart.
Put it off to the side.
Yeah, that is going to stay
Put it in the office.
So that's coming along. That sweater is for Charlie. He is 4, and that pattern makes a 4 to 6 size, or that ball of yarn.
Oh, excuse me.
Makes the sweater, this specific sweater, in a size 4 to 6 with like gradient rainbow on the top.
So exciting! I can't wait to see that.
That's also gauge dye works.
It is.
Yeah, it is gauge.
Yeah.
You have to knit the size 4 to 6.
Otherwise, it will look really odd.
I bought it for Eric when he was 3, I think. And now he's 8. So if I'm not going to miss my window for Charlie and Teddy to get wear out of it, I got to do it right now.
Yeah.
So
everybody
moves it up in the list.
Yeah.
Moves
so
it has to get priorities. Done. Yeah.
The next thing, just as a little update that I'm working on, is my Pokemon squares.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been knitting on here. I'm still doing them. Making progress. This is sort of like a background knit. I always have one on, sort of in the same vein that I have socks on. Although when I go to the city, I would definitely finish at least one square on the way to the train and back again.
Yeah.
So like
you've done so many of them. I'm sure you don't even have to.
And I think I was like 6
anymore.
rows into this when we started this podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. Like I don't have to think about doing mitered squares anymore. But I thought it would be fun, as I have. After this one, I have 15 squares left.
Not bad.
No, and I could definitely do one a day. I could finish in 2 weeks all the squares, but I thought it would be fun.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Look at that pile of squares.
Look at that!
And then there's blocking them all.
I have to block them. I have to seam them. I have to weave in ends. Like this is a continual project. Yeah, here we go.
Oh my goodness!
You need to set up like a blocking jig.
Well, I'll probably do like just 5 a day or something, and then when those get dry, I'll switch them out or whatever.
Yeah, swap them out.
So these are all my squares that I've done so far. And each of them have their little tags on them.
Wow.
So you remember what they are.
Which Pokemon they are.
Uh-huh.
And this blanket, I'm going to put in Pokédex order. So if you're a Pokemoner, a trainer, each Pokemon has a number attached to it, like Pokemon number 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the way that they're organized. Like, I think, is it...
Charmander?
No. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is number 1.
Bulbasaur.
And is there a Bulbasaur square?
Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. Yeah, I think this is Ivysaur. There's a Bulbasaur, there's an Ivysaur, and then there's Blastoise.
Oh yeah, Blastoise.
No, Venusaur. You're right. And then Charmander.
Then Charmander, and then the
Charmeleon and Charizard, and then so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only going to be 60 Pokemon, and there's 151 Pokemon in the Kanto region, so obviously they're not going to all be there.
But the ones you'll have in order.
Right. Then those will be in order. And that way, Eric will be able to identify which one is which, what color represents each Pokemon, because they'll be in Pokédex order, so you'll know like what they are, even without the tags on them. And then my crochet blanket. One reason I started this up again is my crochet blanket has been my while I watch TV or whatever project, but I ran out of skeins because I do a square first, then I put it in my crochet bag, and I needed to restock the crochet one, so I had to get on the
that makes sense. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. See, there's a blocked one. I blocked some of them because I was a good human at the beginning of this, and now some of them are blocked, some of them are not, and we'll get to it eventually.
I bet you could just steam block them. Do you think?
That's what I did for most of these. Well, certainly, yeah. I don't know.
I've become such a just steam block.
Just steam block it.
We need to steam block the blankets in the window.
I have a steamer. I have but for the blankets in the window, I have a big stand-up steamer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That I use for my dance dresses.
Yeah.
This little guy needs a tag, and I found his tag.
I have one. Actually, I have one at home. I can bring in too. That may be easier than anything else.
Sometimes it's easier to steam. But sometimes it's also like satisfying to be like, oh, I'm gonna wash this and make it go.
I think it would actually be faster just to wash them real quick, like pin them out, because I have like the knit blockers, which are like multiple pins on one.
Yeah, you do like
card.
2 per side or something.
Yeah, and it would just be like boom, 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 boom. And
that's probably true.
Yeah,
and also it does help the stitches relax differently when you wet block versus steam block.
And it's not like I probably will not block it after I seam it.
Yeah. Then you can steam the seams. Maybe. Yeah.
That seems like
if
a
you
lot of
want.
work. It's probably going directly on a kid's bed.
Yeah, let's be real.
But yeah, so that's the progress on this. I know I haven't brought it in for a little bit, but it's going. Like I said, I have 15 squares after I finish this one, which I'll finish today. I might finish half of another one today. But yay! So that is moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last whip that I have, which is in my New York sheep and wool bag, is my Hooked on Grannies.
Yay!
Yay! So I have Debbie, which was our September square, and I finished this Debbie.
Oh, pretty. Yeah,
right?
I started that one.
Yeah. So Debbie, one of my Debbies is done, and this is Hooked on Grannies by Hooked on Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of her blankets are like mandala crochet blankets, which start really fast rounds, but then once you get to the outside of a queen size blanket, it gets really big.
Mm-hmm.
The great thing about Hooked on Grannies is it's a nice bite-sized project, right? We just do 1 square a month. You can make 1, you can make 2, you can make 5, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
And it's a nice serial project. So this is Debbie. This was my September square that I finished finally. I have started my second Debbie, and this is where I am on my second Debbie, which is basically I finished the flower in the center. And the outside rows are really fast. I haven't woven on the ends on this one. So this is I actually did a lot of this while I was editing the last podcast.
Cool. Wow.
And then on Sunday, this past Sunday, we started on the on Amber, which was the November square. So I got the beginning of Amber done in the morning.
Ooh, I like Amber.
Pretty.
Yeah, Amber's really pretty. And it was Debbie is a little intricate, and Aurora also has a lot of surface crochet. But I intentionally picked okay, these are a little intense, and now Amber is a chill square, right?
Yeah.
I may have to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Amanda says, Amanda did choose the order of which square we were doing which month.
Yeah, and
with intention.
The December square is even more chill because it's December and we've all got plenty to do, right?
What is the December square?
I forget.
You did put it in the newsletter.
I did put it in. I was like,
did I put that
is it Claire?
You did.
I forget.
I can look really quick on the website if you want.
I think the meetup, we have a meetup. So my goal would be to finish at least these 2 over Thanksgiving. Maybe this one. I'm behind because I didn't do October. My October was crazy. And speaking of carrying all the skeins around, I'm using 8 colors.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bring all that to Florida.
6.
I seriously considered it, but I was like, I can't do that. So I got really behind in October, but I'll catch up. Like I said, I've got an easier.
Diane, December is Diane.
There we go.
D.
Nice.
December Diane.
So that one is a nice chill square. So I think I'll be able to at least finish September, November. So my goal is to finish September and November by the end of November, which I think is completely achievable because this one is to the easy rows. This one is, I'd say, a third of the way done. And then I just have this little dude to do. But I don't know, they take me 2 days. So
how many are you doing of each one?
2.
Okay.
Because I start 1 in the morning, the in-person crochet along. I start 1 in the evening on the Zoom crochet along.
And then finish
And that's the 2 that I do.
Perfect.
I've been doing 2 each of the ones I've done, but I'm very far behind, but because I'm giving the ones that I'm making them into a throw for my mom for Christmas, I'm on a countdown. So I obviously should finish the square that I'm doing, but
check out Amber.
I will check out Amber for November, and then maybe Diane for December. We'll see.
Yep.
And I could use doing some quicker squares.
Yay. This is that's what I'm going to do vanilla socks in.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Ink sock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da! So that's going to be my sockies. Those will be on the needles next time. Oh, and look at this. I got some of the Sparkle
Yeah.
Glam.
Mm-hmm.
This is so pretty, you guys.
And started swatching it for a December sweater.
Nice.
And which sweater are you thinking about again?
Well, I don't know yet.
Uh-huh.
I don't know yet. I was thinking...
That's on our list.
I really
am
am rubbing off on both of them.
That's
Yeah.
our thing. One of the things to talk about this afternoon.
Right, yeah. Well, because I was
It's on,
thinking
like, the
of a
short.
crochet sweater. But
Ooh.
then I'm not thrilled with the way this looks in single crochet.
Yeah.
But I sort of like the bobbles.
I like the
Puff
bubbles.
stitch, yeah.
The puff
The puff,
stitchy.
the puff stitch. So, we'll see. TBD. I don't know. I have
And you know what? I
options.
think somebody
I've been petting
bought
things.
my color yesterday. 'Cause
Ah.
I didn't get it in advance.
Yeah, I haven't got mine in advance either.
So
But
we're
we can
gonna
always-
have to we
we
can
can
reorder
always-
it. I know we can get it
We
quickly.
have that power.
But it was pretty funny that and I obviously was not going to say to the customer,
You're like,
get
"That's
it. That's for my
mine!"
December sweater.
No worries.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it's. I think that's going to be the holiday yarn of the season.
Yeah.
but you know the crazy thing? It's not on Ravelry yet. So
I know it's not.
This yarn is called Cotton Merino Glam. So
Yeah,
if you
it's
love
on our website though.
Katya, it is on our website. If you love Katya Cotton Merino, this is the sparkly version.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
Here,
really
Now, is that
nice.
because-
See it?
Are the yarns input by Ravelry users?
No, they're done by the company. So they just haven't done it
Yeah,
yet.
so they
Katya,
haven't
get
haven't
on
added it
it.
yet.
So this is it. I don't know if you can see. It has like
Yeah, because I've
a
tried
little
to pick it
sparkle.
to add it.
And
And,
it's not.
yeah, like to say we sell it.
And this is
you know,
what it
and
looks
it's
like
not available.
It's not
crocheted
under the
up.
select.
And like I
No,
said,
no.
I like these
Virgin.
puff
Definitely have
stitches.
to look at that.
Not this like
I think that
compresses
may
the
be the only
this compresses the
handmade present I'm doing this year.
stuff this much.
Not.
Talking over me.
Sorry. Actually, I may.
But anyway, so that's that.
I think it's super pretty.
I
It
took
is
it
really
out.
pretty. I do. I'm
It's
not.
nice and soft too. It's not.
It looks really nice and knit. In
This
the rib.
one is really
Yeah,
pretty.
it really
yeah.
does.
Yeah, I am.
You know what's cool about this one? I feel like on a lot of them, the sparkle is lighter than the yarn. On this one, the sparkle is darker,
Yeah.
which actually it looks really cool.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
shows
nice.
nicely.
Yeah.
I
It's like
I
little
took this out.
stars.
Erica was making hats with
Uh-huh.
the love of fur palms.
Yes.
Oh.
And she got this to make gift knits. So,
It's a
but-
good gift.
but
now.
she was
Yeah.
like, "What gauge do you think I should? What needles do you think I should do?" So we swatched it, and I knit a little bit of rib, and then changed needle sizes, and knit other ribs, and
Mhm.
yeah. So we played with it, and then I took it out and I did some crochet just to play with it because I
Yeah.
hadn't done that yet.
Mhm.
And
I
love
have a ball at home that I'm supposed to play with in my big pile.
I
of
have.
things. Yeah.
I have
Glad you played.
played
There you
with
go.
my yarn.
Oh.
Nice. Well, we should talk. Speaking of the love of her pom poms, we should talk about what's new in store.
We should.
Yay.
All right.
Through the magic of editing, we
This
have
magic totally doesn't take any
our
time.
super fun new in store, which you may have seen on the newsletter or on Instagram.
Yes.
Are the Lavafer pom poms, which are faux fur.
100% vegan, but
so
look gorgeous.
pretty.
Look gorgeous.
So I'm just finishing
have the
my
Amanda.
cable. There we go.
Yeah, I have the Amanda color here. We can switch.
I like the little baby.
The babies are so
That's
sweet.
the one that I want to put on the hat that Kathleen's, the bonnet, right?
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what I was
sparkly
thinking. They look so
silver.
cute. And
Look
the
at that
white would
Harlequin.
be perfect.
Look at this Harlequin one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love this green one.
I love
and
the
I love
mustard.
silver sparkle.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have the rose gold sparkle here.
I'm going to turn it so we can see the little babies too.
And I love this one. This one is seaweed. It's
Yep.
got like, I mean, you know, you
That's
can tell which
so
ones.
cool.
it was like great. But I think I might want to make a black hat to use this because it's got like little black tips
Yep.
with
That
the
would look
mustard.
beautiful.
Wouldn't that be fun?
So the little babies, the Lavafer mini me's.
They're mini-me's, yeah.
These little round guys, they're so soft.
Yeah,
These are 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bigger
Big ones
ones
are
are 25. But the beauty part about this is that they all have these ribbons.
Yeah,
on
and I'll
them.
grab our store sample that uses one.
So it makes it really easy to attach the pom pom because you just poke the ribbons through the fabric and then on the inside tie it into a little bow. So you can take them off for washing. You could swap them out if you had like a gray hat.
Can you see? Is that? Or I guess I should.
It's focusing on us.
It's focusing on us.
I'll come around. I'll come around for real. All right. So, yeah, there we go. You can see this is, it's literally just poked through the hat and then tied into a nice sturdy bow. They're long enough, but not so long that they're poking you in the head. Yeah, they make a really nice pom-pom for a hat.
Yeah. So you can change out your pom-poms. So if you had like a neutral hat and you wanted a bright pink pom-pom, swap them out. Or you could put like a little gray pom-pom on it. I mean, how cute would these be at the end of like a big chunky shawl? Like little pom-poms on either on like the spots.
And or like, you know how you have like the braids with the palms?
Yes. Have the palms attached to your braids.
Put them on the bottom.
These are so incredibly soft.
Like, I love them.
These are meant to be rabbit, I think. They're meant to replicate rabbit, I would say.
And these are supposed to be either fox or a raccoon.
Right. But they are just so soft. It's crazy.
They're amazing. So, remember our question for today.
What should we do
for episode 100?
What should we do for episode 100?
In 20 weeks.
In 20 weeks. And the winner will win their choice of pom-pom.
Any of our little fur pom-poms.
Any that are in stock.
If you're local, in store, and if you're not local, on the website. Aww. So take a look and see which one you would pick. And now I need to make a black hat.
I think we're going to have to reorder these soon.
I think so.
And
you know what
else?
We should see if there are any more colors of the mini-me's too.
I got every color.
You did?
Yes.
I'm really surprised.
Mini-me's are lovely.
Yeah.
They were new this year.
Okay.
Ooh. Tell them we need a steel blue.
Ooh, exactly. Yes. That's one thing that's missing. I would say. Yep. And like
the grays are really
pink would be good too.
The grays are lovely. I have to say, like they would go nicely with the blues.
I do love.
Some of them have sparkles.
Yeah.
So these are a good 4 inches across, and some of them are close to 5. They are really a nice substantial palm.
It's a good big palm. And you could just play with them in the store and just be like,
and this isn't even all that we have. This is just what's.
Yeah, we started in the basket.
They're like little tribbles just going.
Yeah, they are. But they don't fall out and replicate.
Yes, they don't replicate, thankfully. Tribbles that don't replicate. The best kind.
So then we have another thing that's new in store that's going to be a little harder to show. Do we want to just pull them off?
I'm going to show one, and then I'll just put a video in.
Yes.
Okay, good idea.
I'll scroll and do a video.
So
I love the yellow one.
We have.
Oh yeah, I put some in the chair.
That's
much easier to grab.
So these are on display in the store as well. So even if you just walk by the store, you'll see our new display for these Lopi blankets.
Whoops.
There goes my yarn ball.
So these are
100% Icelandic wool.
Yep.
From Lopi.
They're not all blue plaid. We have a blue plaid. We have a gray and taupe and cream stripe. We have a red and white snowflake. We have a beautiful yellow damask.
And white floral. Yeah. There are a couple of other neutrals. There's one that's still in the basement that I couldn't go downstairs yet again one more time last night to get.
They're a fantastic size. They're woven.
They're about 4 by 6, but they almost feel bigger than that to me. And any of them that have fringe, they are actually. I mean, it's not including the fringe.
This is like the perfect blanket to throw on the couch.
This one looks like a square. Maybe this one is the one I didn't check. Doesn't it almost look like a square?
No, it's rectangle.
It's still rectangle.
It's still rectangle.
It still looks bigger than 4 by 6 though. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe it's 5 by 7. I don't know. But
where's the tag? I know what the metric size is.
They're so
these at home.
warm and cozy and perfect for on the end of a bed.
Yeah.
Throw them on the couch. An extra little bit of warmth. And
they are really warm. They are very durable.
They're
great for TV
durable.
watching.
My kids have had one for a year. They've had that second one, the taupe and gray and white.
Yeah,
taupe and
so
gray
pretty.
stripe.
I'll have a picture of them snuggled in here too.
Yeah,
It looks pristine because that's one thing about Icelandic wool is it's very durable.
Yeah.
Very.
Right?
And warm.
So I'll say there's been some mass-produced blankets that we got at about the same time that now look pilly and dirty, and these look pristine. Yeah.
Yes.
And this doesn't pill. Like there's no pills on it.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I was just looking at the tag. So these are hard to find nowadays. We have a good stock of them.
We actually ordered them for last year.
We ordered them for last year, and we got so few of them, and so close to Christmas.
Right.
We got about half the colors we ordered, 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yep, and then the rest of them we got in March.
March or April, even. Yeah. I think it was way after the time people were thinking about buying blankets, so we stored them.
Yeah, so the advantage is that if you saw them last year and were like, oh, I should get them, now we have them. They're fantastic gifts if you're not if you're not a knitter, not a crocheter.
Or you don't want to knit a blanket for somebody.
Right.
But you still want to give somebody a yarny thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, this is handcrafted in Iceland. Because it is.
Yep.
Handcrafted in Iceland. They're fantastic.
So are we going to put them on the website? And just say call for shipping, or what are we going to do?
No, I wasn't going to do that. We'll put them in the newsletter. So how do you sign up for the newsletter?
So you sign up for the newsletter on our website, shopyarnia.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you
of any page,
and you put in your email.
Right.
And then you'll get our newsletter once a week. So.
And also, if you're a Facebook user, you can always find our newsletter there too.
Yep.
In our Shop Yarnia group.
And also, don't forget, Small Business Saturday is the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And come on in then, shop local, check out the options that we have in store, not just of yarn, but also for these babies, and shop the rest of Watch on Plaza, because
definitely,
we're all small businesses.
We've got the bookstore.
Watch on Books. Reader.
Yep.
Could always
has
do
some big fans.
Restaurant gift certificates. We got a lot of restaurants in our area now.
Bluestone is fantastic. Local coffee. Everybody loves local.
Yep.
And Bluestone roasts their coffee, and you
can
do that for gifts as well.
I have given that as gifts before. And let me tell you, what would be an awesome gift would be to pop into Le Souk, which is on the corner, and see some of their gifty things, a thing of Bluestone coffee, maybe a blanket from us, or one of the shop samples, or if you're giving it to a yarny person, a skein of yarn, and then basically you have a cozy winter morning.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right?
Very local
curling
cozy winter
up,
morning.
all cozy.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
I love these guys. How much are these?
They're 200.
They're 200.
200,
All
which
of
is
them.
a fantastic
We've
deal,
got 6 different designs. One of them we're down to 2, but the rest of them we've got 4 or 5
Is
each.
it the yellow one? I love the
No,
yellow
I know. I'm thinking about getting the yellow one.
Probably one of the ones I took.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah. But
they're really worth checking out. You can see them on display in the window.
Yeah.
I don't know if I folded that right.
Thanks
Maybe
to
not.
Jean.
Maybe not. Good job, Jean.
We have to do our obligatory Jean mention
Thank you,
of the
Jean,
episode.
for
He spent his
hanging
morning here yesterday.
and creating our new display. We love it.
And actually, we went
It's going
down
to get a lot of use.
down the street to the local hardware store and got the pole and the fixtures and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the pole. I love our local hardware store.
And you know what was so fun too?
American Royal Hardware.
I
They
had
have
this.
gifty things too.
They do. They do. Actually,
They actually have
don't
they're
forget about
stealth gifty.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
I love
All
them.
kinds of good little gadgets. But it was so fun because I have thought about the way I wanted to display these for a while, but Sunday I really was I think that'll work. I measured the space and everything.
Yeah.
And then here we are Monday by noon. It was in place.
Oh,
it was
so
so
awesome.
nice. It was
Great
cool.
job, Jean.
Thanks, Jean. He doesn't watch the podcast, but he's usually in the room, he's watching his shows on TV in the living room while I'm watching things.
So he'll hear
his name. Yes.
And then Kathleen can be like, look, all of the comments say good job, Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give him a thumbs up, guys, if you want. He would appreciate it.
Yeah, he did a great job with the display. So come check us out and come.
Yeah.
If you can't make it on Small Business Saturday,
I'll be here on Small Business Saturday.
Yeah, we're open.
And Haley and I will be here on Black Friday.
And
Awesome.
I'll be
We're
either
gonna have-
Saturday or Sunday. I just don't know which day, pending Max's birthday shenanigans.
Yeah. What day is his birthday?
His birthday is the 21st of November.
21st. Okay.
But what he wants to do is he wants to go see Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. And that is only in theaters for a week.
Wow.
Then it's going to Netflix. Because it's a Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
So, but to
But
to
if you're
take
going
all
to
of
do it
his
as a party,
friends,
you want to go. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so we've got a 3-day window.
Yep.
Wow, yeah.
So,
and Haley's birthday is actually on Thanksgiving this year.
oh,
My
Thanksgiving
little
baby.
turkey.
Well, you know what you're having for dessert? Birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
Exactly.
Plus pie.
Which, since she doesn't like pumpkin pie, it really works
I
out
don't
well.
like pumpkin pie either.
I love pumpkin pie.
Gross.
I have a real pumpkin to bake.
Ooh, look at you,
process
fancy
and-
pants.
I love it. It's so good.
I think I might make pumpkin cheesecake. It depends on where I go and whether it would be appreciated.
I have no kitchen.
Oh.
I have no stove, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know
There's always the pie store down the street.
there
too,
is
don't
the
forget
pie
about
store.
that.
They are one of the few places that I actually like their apple pies.
I love their pumpkin pie. It's like it's got brandy in it. It's like a brandy pumpkin.
I don't like pumpkin.
I don't know. I'm more of a pumpkin fan than I used to be, but
I'm like I don't like that.
so actually.
Okay, guys, so thanks for joining us. We chatted a lot today, but it's the first time the three of us have been together in a while.
Like a month.
So
yeah, exactly.
You know,
and actually, can I say one more thing?
No.
No, because we're going to be at like hour 4.
What is it?
We have one set, because I meant to say this when you were doing your
yeah.
Pokemon, but they were not handy at the time.
That's the best set too, because that's the legendaries Mew and Mewtwo.
Yep.
Ooh,
yep.
yeah.
So the very last set of the Pokemon, Molly Girl Pokemon Club minis, but we do have individuals left, and I think you even did photos for the web on the individuals, didn't you?
Some of them.
Some of them.
I'm not that caught up. I was more concerned with Loverfur and the glam.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loverfur. Hi. Cute.
But anyway, so yeah, we do have one of these left, and truly, when this is gone, it is really gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're great. They're great for minis, though, for heels and toes. So
Yeah, totally.
Oh, and if you've been
check those
following
out.
Helen Stewart's, her advent thing, or what do you call it, craft vent, it's all minis. So
Perfect.
that would be amazing if you've got a Pokemon lover who would love like a little mix of minis and things. That would be perfect to
That's
throw.
a great idea.
And a Helen Stewart craft vent.
I'm going to verify that the inventory is right and that they're still up there, because in some ways I'm really surprised that they haven't sold. Like, I understand, in the store there's so much to look at, but we definitely have a bunch of people who've ordered them online every time they've come up. So I'm wondering whether maybe it says 0 and we still have one. I will find out.
We'll find out. It'll be a mystery. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow along with Amanda's Knit Along on YouTube Live. And
Tuesday nights.
we will see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.